Hi, I'm Chuck Dorsett for Weaver Leathercraft, and this is the Leather Element. If you've got a good question for us or a good idea for a leather element, drop it in the comment box below. As crafters, we pride ourselves on the fact that we can do every step in the process by hand, and we absolutely can. But from time to time, we could use a little bit of help speeding the process up. Here's what I'm talking about. Belts. Common project. We all make a lot of belts. If we could edge these a little bit faster and a little more consistent, it would be a big help to us. Still made by hand, absolutely. But where I'm going with this is an EZ Edge Strap Edger. Great tool, very affordable, but you're going to see, first off, how fast it is to edge a strap. Secondly, how consistent it is. I think you're going to be surprised, because I certainly was. Let's take a closer look. Let's run a belt blank through this first off, see how it works. Then we'll talk about some of the details. So I've got a simple strap veg tan, 1.5 inch. Behind our two cutting heads, we've got two channels. Notice our leather will sit right in there. Let's slide that over. Doesn't have to be snug. In fact, we want this to move a little bit easily through there. Now we've got a hook with this. Typically I'll cut a belt blank, then I'll trim the sides. So a hole on the end is no problem, but we can do without that, and we'll see that. So let's pull this strap through. How easy was that? And how consistent and clean is that bevel? We'll get a better look at that here in a second. But let's do our back side. Same thing. How clean and consistent in that is that. In fact, it almost feels a little bit rounded now. So let's say we do not have a hole. On this tool, we have a hook with a good sharp point. There we go. And let's do the back side. Very nice. Let's get a good close-up of a cross section. In fact, to me, that's almost rounded exactly where it is. Now, for a beveled edge, I tend to like about a third. Really about a third, and a third. That's almost exactly what I've got here. Okay, I'm going to move this out of the way, clean up. Let's talk some details. When we get this from the warehouse, it comes with two number 2 cutting heads or cutting wheels. Now, these are good for 7 to 8 ounce, up to maybe 11 to 12 ounce. But we also sell a number 0, 1, and 3 for heavier or lighter weight leathers. Now, as leather crafters, this can be a little confusing to us. It got me, but you'll see where we're going with this. We're thinking of a revolving punch. So in our mind, we've got 6 different size cutting holes. Well, that's not the case here, and it's this way for a very good reason. Once we get a dull edge, so you notice as we pull our strap through, we're cutting on the back side of this oval. So therefore, that's going to dull over time. All we have to do is loosen these, progress to our next hole, and now we've got a sharp edge. So we can do that 6 times on each wheel. Once we're dull on the back side, let's take these, reverse them. Now we've got 6 new edges. Now, these are easy on, easy off. But with this, we've got numbers. There we go. See if we can see that. That number doesn't really correspond to a size. These are all the same size. But what that number will tell us is that now, number 1, that's dull. So I've progressed to number 2. When that's dull, up to 3. So therefore, we know when to change these, and we know when to get these sharpened. Now, on the back side, notice right here, we've got a spring-loaded arm. This can be adjusted on the back if we're bringing this down to some really lightweight leathers, thus keeping those snug up against our cutting edge. Now, one last point. Very easy to line this up. Notice right here, we've got the end of an arm. I'm going to put the end of that arm at the back of that hole. There we go, right there, and let's tighten that down. Again, easy on, easy off. So, super easy to line up. Width-wise, we got all kinds of possibilities there. But the last point, in my opinion, this is a sturdy, durable, and well-engineered tool. And as we've seen, it will give our edges a very clean and consistent bevel. It's a bit of a sales pitch, absolutely. But for us crafters, if there are tedious parts of the process that we can speed up, or we can make parts of that process more consistent, well worth it. For production folks, we have to speed up the tedious parts. Still handmade, absolutely, but now it's clean, consistent, and fast. I hope this is good information for you. Thanks for taking time to watch The Leather Element. Good luck with your projects.